Hello YouTube. Today I'm shooting on a Sony Handycam DCR TRV8. It's a mini DV Handycam from the late 90s, early 2000s. I got it from when they were cleaning out an old cabinet at school and they were just going to toss it. So I was like, hey, I'll take it. Right now I'm running it off of the AC adapter, but the best part about it is that it came with a ton of accessories. It came with a FireWire cable and the case, the original manual, and very cool, the original remote, so I can actually remotely start and stop and play. And of course, because of the fold-out screen, I can actually view myself. So this is actually a better way of recording myself than my BlackBerry, which I typically use for these sorts of things, which is right over here. So, you know, unless I want the selfie cam style, I'd much rather go with this thing on a tripod. But anyway, what we're here to talk about is the HandEra 330. Now this is the HandEra 330. It's a PalmOS handheld. So you guys may remember the Palm Pilot. It was first released by US Robotics. I can't remember the year, I think it was 1995, 96, something like that. And it was called the Pilot 1000. Now, it was just called the Pilot. Palm Pilot. But the Pilot Pen Company of Japan actually filed cease or desist and said basically stop using our name. So from then on they were known as Palm handhelds running the PalmOS operating system. And through the years there were different companies that this technology was licensed to, and one of these was HandEra. Here we have the HandEra 330. It's made in Korea. It comes with this very smart flip-top case. Up front, you've got all the standard buttons. Now, all these PalmOS devices, this one is a black and white one, later made ones in color, such as this Tungsten E, which came out a lot later, probably early, mid-2000s, I'd say. Because this one has an SD card slot on top, it's got the headphone jack also, and it's got the color screen and all that. But notice that this one has a built-in graffiti area, so this part of the screen is always taken up by that. We've got the stylus. But one of the things that made PalmOS devices so unique is the Graffiti System, which was the handwriting recognition. If you'll notice, this doesn't have anything quite like that. It's just a full screen. So let me detach this top here, and you can see. Now when you turn on the device, that's a virtual area. Now that is unique. Most of these devices didn't have that, so certain apps don't stretch out very well. So for example, if I were to go to the calculator app, you'll see that that sort of bar just stays there, even though it's not really necessary for the calculator. Of course, you could handwrite, but the way that the calculator buttons are laid out, it was made so that you could sort of tap it with your finger. Now this is a resistive touchscreen, so you have to use a stylus or a fingernail or something. It's not capacitive like our modern day smartphones. But anyhow, let's go back to the features of this thing. So on the front, we've got HandEra, right? And that's the power button. You can use a stylus with it, that's why it's got the little indentation there. On top you have an SD card slot and a compact flash card slot, which is pretty different. I don't think I've ever seen another PalmOS device that has a compact flash card slot. I know they must exist, but they're very uncommon. And there is the infrared port for beaming between PalmOS devices. So you could use the infrared protocol. It's the same sort of thing that a remote control would use. So you can actually see it with this camera because it can see infrared. It can't be seen with the visible eye, unless you have cool eyes. On the side here, we have a button and a jog dial. These can be used for various features, like scrolling through menus and things like that. And we got the 4 standard buttons on the front, up and down for navigating menus. And if you look closely there's actually a microphone. There's holes in that grill looking thing there. Because this, actually the microphone is somewhere else. And yeah, the microphone is up top over here, and then the speaker's down here. This has a built-in voice recorder. And on the back, we have the battery compartment. It uses 4 AAA batteries, but if I take them out, then memory will die. And here we have a connector on the bottom for hot sync. So this was what you would use to connect it to the cradle. And of course, we have the stylus, which would go in the back like so. There you have it. Those are the parts of the HandEra 330. Alright, so now I have the HandEra 330 sitting on the table. Let's turn the thing on, and there we go. You can see the screen there. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So you can kind of see the screen there. A little bit washed out, it looks like anyway. So over here we have all the various apps that you can use. If I go to VoicePad, for example, I can listen to a voice recording by hitting that and then hitting play.
This thing also has a voice recorder built in for memos.
Yeah, so as you can hear, it's not exactly high quality. It's 8-bit mono sound, and the WAV files are something like 50K each. But then you can take these and put them on a computer by copying them to the compact flash card slot. Other apps, you got the standard memo pad, and let's make a new memo. Okay, so I've done a bit of reframing. Now we can look at how the Graffiti system works. So let's say this is a test. So there, I hope you can see that just fine. This is a test. If you wanted to do shift, you would just push up. So for example, this is, so for example, that's what you would do. If you want to use the on-screen keyboard, you can also do that. However, it's very fiddly to use, especially through a camera screen like this. But yeah. And if you want to just use the built-in Graffiti Tool, you can do that using the app. And it shows you all the different letter forms here that you can practice. Now, I remember all of these from when I was a kid because I would play with my dad's old Palm Pilots back in the day. This is very nostalgic for me in a strange sort of way. Here we have Card Pro. This allows you to select files off a compact flash card. So let's grab one of those. Now here I have a Lexar 16 megabyte compact flash card that would have come with an Nikon camera back in the day. I've gotten rid of the camera, but I kept the compact flash card exactly for something like this. So you just take out the little holder in the back here, and then the compact flash card just pops in like so. Now, if I want to look at files on the compact flash card, all I have to do is go to CF, and here we can see we have a couple of WAV files. And if I want to copy something from the RAM, say I want to copy this, I can copy it, and I'll copy it to the last folder I was in. So I just go to the folder I want to copy to, then go back to the folder I want to copy from, and it'll automatically do that. And I don't actually want to copy that, so I'm going to hit cancel here. So that's Card Pro. And we've already looked at voice memo. There's not really much else unique to this device. So I think we're going to leave it at that for now. In the next video, I will show you how to hot sync this thing with a Linux PC from about the same era. So I have a ThinkPad X31 from 2004 that I've put Linux on, and there's actually a program called JPilot that we use to hot sync the PalmOS devices. It's like the Palm desktop software back in the day. But that was only for Windows, I think, and Mac, maybe. Maybe Mac, maybe just Windows. Either way, that'll do it. So if you like this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, or comment, or like, or whatever you want, and let me know what you thought. Anyway, this has been Super V-Power, another retro tech video using retro tech, and I hope to see you next video. Till then.